and then hammer on B on the 6th string, and then pull that off to A, and slide down to G. So let's hear the whole descending pattern at a slow tempo. Ascending, we're going to start out by sliding from G to A, and then we have a whole step from A to B, and then 4 frets from B to D. And then we'll repeat D on the 5th string, picking D on the 5th string, and then hammering on to E, and then to G, pulling off to E, pulling off to D, and then stopping on B on the 6th string. So it sounds like this. And then we'll continue, go up D, E, and G on the 5th string, and then continue into the next octave. So we have A, B, and D on the 4th string, and then D, E, and G on the 3rd string, and then pull off to D, pull off to E, and then hammer on D on the 4th string, and then pull off and stop at B. So it would sound like this. And then we're going to go back up to scale and continue it into the final octave. So we have A, B, and D, and then on the high E string we'll have D, E, and G, and then pull off to E, pull off to D, and by this time we're continuing it into the descending pattern. So let's hear what the whole thing sounds like at a slow tempo. And up to tempo. The cool thing about these scales is that because of the way they're fingered, we can play 1 octave on only 2 strings. So they're 3-octave scales. The only hard thing is that they involve some pretty wide stretches with your left hand, and every now and then there's some big position jumps that you have to make. So people with little hands are going to be jumping around the fretboard, but it's nothing you can't get used to. This first scale is kind of like a Mixolydian scale without the major third. We'll start out with a whole step from A to B, and a 4-fret spread from B to D. At this point we're going to shift positions and play E on the 5th string, and then have a whole step from E to F sharp, and then a half step from F sharp to G. So with this scale, this is the shape that repeats in octaves. So once you learn that shape, you basically know the whole scale. It's a matter of just learning how to change the position of it. From there, we don't have to shift positions into the next octave. We're already set up to go right to A on the 7th fret. So we'll play the same shape, and we'll get the same notes, only an octave higher. And then we'll move up a half step, so we have our first finger on the 10th fret, and play the same shape. And we'll get the same notes. We have A, D, D, E, F sharp, and G. And the other neat thing about these scales is that we don't have to change them for descending. It's the same ascending and it's the same descending. So let's hear what they sound like. This next scale is a dominant 7 scale with a flatted 6, and this would work good over augmented chords. We'll start out with a whole step from A to B and a whole step from B to C sharp, and we're doing this in A, by the way. At that point we're going to shift to the 5th string and have a half step from E to F and a whole step from F to G. And that's the shape. There's not really any wide stretching in there, just one position shift of a whole step. At this point we go into the next octave on the 4th string, so we have A, B, and C sharp. And then on the 3rd string we have E, F, G. And then on the 2nd string, A, B, C sharp, and then E, F, G. So let's hear what it sounds like together.